I am so excited you're here, and I have a wonderful announcement. I am giving away a cash giveaway to one of our subscribers on December 12th at 6 p.m. It's a thank you for all of your support. It means so much as we're growing this baby channel. We really appreciate it, and I'm so excited to announce the winner. So stay tuned. If you hadn't subscribed, please do it. All you have to do is comment, like it, hit the notification button, and bam, you're already in there. So I'll announce that winner again on the 12th, so you still have time. I'm standing here on our 1850 lockout and porch, and I've been running around all day trying to get everything ready for the porch tour to show you guys. We have a big snow coming in tonight, so I'm trying to beat the weather. And it's becoming quite chilly. I believe it is going to snow. I feel that temperature dropping. Have you ever been someplace and been so completely touched by the people and culture on a trip that you feel changed when you come home, and you feel like part of you is changed by that loveliness? Recently, my husband and I, Greenwood, went to Norway and also Scotland. And in Norway, we heard this word called Hygge. And we would say, what does this Hygge mean? What does it mean? So finally, one day, we were adventuring around, and we had been out in the snow, and we were kind of soaked down in our clothes, wet and cold and miserable. And we tuck into this little cabin restaurant, and we put our order in. And while we're ordering, we asked the server, this beautiful Scandinavian woman, what does Hygge mean? What does this mean? And she kind of smiled, and she said, it'll be much easier if I show you what Hygge is than to explain Hygge. My English is not good. So we said, okay. So we're nestled up to this big fireplace and kind of pulling these reindeer pelts up over our back. She brings her hot cocoa, and the steam is rolling out of the top of it. She slides it into our cold hands, and immediately Greenwood and I just went, it felt so good. And she smiled and said, this, my friends, is what is Hygge. Hygge is the state of contentment and coziness and things that we derive pleasure from, that are just simple things. Sitting by a hot crackling fire with reindeer pelts and hot cocoa in our hand, or sipping tea in our jammies by a fire, is very much what Hygge is. So I brought back a lot of notions what I thought Hygge was, and when I decorated the porch, kept that in mind. One of the things that I did that was fun is I took a lot of old sweaters that Greenwood and I had, and I made them into big smushy whooshy pillows, and this has got a down-filled insert to it. This was just a big old sweater that I had that was a sweater dress, and homegirl got a little too fluffy for it, so I made a pillow, and I think it makes a pretty winter pillow. And you can use this inside as well. So I did quite a few of those. I also did some that were out of old vintage flannel that maybe had holes in part of the shirt, and it made a cute little pillow. The other thing too on my Hygge porch is that I wanted living things. I wanted to feel alive instead of having a lot of artificial garland on my porch. And one of the things that I really was set on was having a live tree on my porch. However, I will say I couldn't do it. I couldn't follow through and cut a tree just for my decoration on my Christmas porch. I couldn't do it. So what I did is I took an old artificial tree that we had up in the attic, and you'll see it kind of poking through. I used it as my framework to slide these cedar branches up into it, and it really works pretty well. I still have some filling in to do, but I wanted you to see what the tree was poking through so you could understand. And really, the artificial tree really grabs those branches. Now, when you put them up there, you want to run them up, not in, because you'll get more surface area that way and have to use less of your branches. And it looks more windswept and lovely. So that is very Hygge. I also had some vintage toile that I made some stockings out of and put some vintage fur on. As well. Again, that's my little version of Hygge. And then I just recently found this toboggan and I had to giggle because it's already waxed. It's already waxed and ready to go. And so I just envision my grandbabies on that going down these hills here at Winter's house. It'll be a lot of fun. So the other place that we went was Scotland. You'll see the Christmas tartan on our cushions. And my inspiration from that was that Greenwood and I renewed our wedding vows in Edinburgh Castle in St. Margaret's Chapel. Greenwood wore his family kilt, and it meant so much to me. He was so handsome. Our heritage very much comes from there, and so it was really a special, special time for us. So what made St. Margaret's really special for us is that my 22nd grandfather was Robert the Bruce, and when he was ridding the English out of the castle there in Edinburgh, he burnt it down, and I think he burnt down quite a few castles and structures to get them out, so the Scottish people could take over Scotland. But one of the things he did was he spared St. Margaret's Chapel. So on his deathbed, he bequeathed money that would be forever taking care of St. Margaret's Chapel. So here we are 22 generations later. There I am with my husband renewing our wedding vows. It was just something we'll never forget. So those are my inspirations here on my Christmas porch. Wherever you are tonight, I'm sending you Merry Christmas hugs and kisses for a wonderful holiday. I hope whatever you're doing during this season, it's with love and the warmth of your family and friends. You guys take care. Much love. Hello. Welcome to the Winter's house. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, this is tea in my cup, believe it or not. This is not libations.